All right, hello wine drinking people. We are back. This is our final segment for what I drank yesterday on this show. And man, a lot of drinking here in the store the last few weeks. And even though we didn't have anything going on in the store this week, hard to get caught up. Well, Evening Land is one of the top Chardonnay and Pinot Noir labels that I have had over the last couple of years. One of the most exciting projects to come out of California, Oregon, France. Where are these guys from? The label's a little confusing. The gold looks very similar to the silver in the light here in the store. And now they've come up with a green label. They've got blue, they've got green, which mysteriously look kind of similar also. And gold and silver. And, you know, that's the only thing I can complain about this label, is their labels are a little hard to read. The print's a little small. You might mistake one for the other, but you know what? You're not going to be disappointed if you get any of these wines, because they are all damn good. You've got Master Sommelier Larry Stone involved in this project. You've got Dominique Lafon, the great winemaker from Burgundy, involved, and a lot of other very talented people. And like I said, from the first time I tasted these wines, they bought the Occidental Vineyard from Kistler, making one of the top Pinots Noir now from that vineyard site. And they've entered some new Burgundy labels, which, I mean, I'm not crazy about the Bourgogne Chardonnay, but there's not many Bourgogne Chardonnays that I am crazy about. I don't know why you want to, you know, mistake this high-end project with lower-end wines by adding Bourgogne Blanc to the label, to the lineup. But hey, what do I know? All right, the first wine we had was that Bourgogne Chardonnay from 2009, a great vintage, a very forward vintage. And Mark Teloff, the brains and money behind this operation, is a movie producer, and his mission is to make great Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. This wine, I wouldn't say great, but, you know, a good little wine, a nice everyday drinker, a light nose of kind of apple and lemon citrus, and a touch of minerality here. Christian Bial, Dominique Lafon's right-hand man, makes these wines. Light and pleasant, distinctly Burgundian, but short kind of finish. And like I said, doesn't fit in with the rest of the lineup for me. Pouilly Fuisse, all right, I can go for that. You know, Côte de Chalonnaise, one of the best recognized appellations in that region. Bit of a roasted nut-like quality to this wine, a little more complex, ripe apple and lemon citrus fruit, a touch of minerality there. Very nice bouquet on this. Forward and juicy on the tongue, this 2009 vintage, really revealing right off the bat, and showing some limestoney kind of minerality quality to the finish there, and lovely acidity, nice balance, a very good effort. I don't know if that wine fits in with the rest of the wines, because they're all excellent, most excellent, killer, some of the greatest wines that I've tasted this year. That's what I think about when I think of Evening Land. I really get excited. So Pouilly Fuisse and Bourgogne good, but not nearly as exciting as the rest. All right, the Chardonnay Seven Springs, Summum from Eola Valley. This is a 0.87 acre parcel of this Seven Springs vineyard, and really bright kind of Meyer lemon zesty nose, flinty mineral nuance, almost no topsoil at in this part of the vineyard, and you really notice that minerality showing through the wine. Really lovely focus on the nose, lemon citrus and green apple fruit, laser-like acidity, and lovely intensity, but lovely freshness as well. A really nicely balanced wine with a long finish, most excellent juice. One of the wines of the tasting, the Chardonnay, and who would think you can make great Chardonnay in Oregon? There's not a lot of people doing it for some reason, and these guys have proven it is possible. All right, the Seven Springs La Source. This is a 3-acre vineyard here, a bit flinty on the nose as well, a bit more fat fruit though, showing notes of toasty oak, a ripe, lush kind of fruit aromas coming out of there also, big and fat on the tongue with lots of ripe, lush peach and apple, lemon, citrus fruit, but distinct minerality there, and a firm underbelly of acidity, lovely balance, excellent juice here as well. All right, the Pinot Noir, Eola Amity, their Oregon kind of entry label, blue label. The blue would signify the village wine, and then silver would be the Premier Cru, and gold, the Grand Cru, I guess is the theory behind the colors here. All right, 100% from the Seven Springs Estate. This was planted in 83 and 84, so the fruit's starting to come into maturity, and on its own rootstock, which is kind of odd for, you don't see it very often in this country, but a lot of lovely spice to the bouquet here, some red raspberry-like fruit, notes of fresh earth, really lovely raspberry fruit and spice showing through on the palate as well, and nice freshness, maybe a bit light, but not light in flavor, a lot of flavor. Really good stuff here at 27 bucks. I like the California Pinot, kind of even with the Oregon Pinot this year. I think the last vintage, I think California edged it out, but the fruit showing a little bit more through in the California, and it should. This is a blend of Eden Valley, Santa Rita Hills, Sonoma Coast, and pretty black raspberry fruit on the nose here, fresh flowers, and as I said, just a little bit more intense. Sasha Mormon makes these wines in California, and one of the best, he's considered one of the best blenders And that's something you need if you're going to blend fruit from 3 different appellations. You need to have a good background in blending wines. And a nice amount of that black raspberry fruit on the tongue here. Nice, soft, velvety texture. Some tannins, though, showing through, and some dark spice and floral nuance. Really good stuff. All right, well, the La Source Pinot Noir, a good amount of earth here on the nose. Really exotic spice, a touch of cola and dried floral nuance. A little green hint to the nose there as well. This 2009 vintage, maybe just a little young. A really pretty wine on the tongue, though, smooth and silky, very elegant, lovely, sexy Pinot Noir. Just needs a bit of time to come out of its shell completely, but nice length and spicy notes on the finish. Most excellent juice. The 2008 vintage, Seven Springs Vineyard. This is you know, kind of the step down here. The La Source is a little bit more, well, it's a single vineyard within the Seven Hills vineyard. So this is kind of a smoky wine, really earthy there on the nose, with lovely black raspberry fruit, though, but nice and forward on the palate. They're showing really smooth and silky tannins and nice freshness and balance. Really drinking nice right now, this 2008. The 2009 Evening Land Santa Rita Hills Pinot. We're popping back and forth. Oregon, California. Burgundy. All right, really confusing. I'm sorry but this label, like I said, the worst thing about it is the label, because it is a little confusing. All the California wines will be square to kind of simplify things further, and then a shorter, fatter rectangular label will be used for the wines in Burgundy, and then the round label in Oregon. So to further clarify things with the label. A good amount of black raspberry coulis-like fruit here showing on the nose. Really strong perfume and floral nose there on this wine. And this is only the 4th year that this vineyard has produced fruit, so still a very young vineyard. Lots of ripe forward black raspberry and black cherry fruit on the tongue. A lovely thickness to this wine, and lovely floral notes showing through the finish. Well, we had our new rep stop by from iBesk. I don't know if she deserves her own video just yet, so maybe we'll just wrap these last 3 wines up in our in this video. And you know, I always tell distributors, you know, I'm here to call on from 12 o'clock to 5 o'clock, Monday through Friday. Even if your wine sucks, I'm going to give you a shot at least once. And these guys have some pretty decent wines. This little Fattoria Camporeri, I don't know why people can't make a product with a name that we can pronounce in this country. But the worst thing about these wines, hey, they're not badly priced. A little hard to pronounce the name. Rosso della Sparvero, Chianti Classico, Rosso, and Chianti Reserva. Pretty distinct style of Chianti. Really light, though, and drinkable. The 07, the best in the bunch, had the most kind of Chianti character, that rough kind of dirt, and a little bit of leather in there, and some porcini mushroom. Not a bad wine, but at 22 bucks, not really cheap either. All right, that's what I had to drink yesterday. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.